Hey dreamers, Bryce here from Midnight Ocean, and I don't know what my favorite Metallica song is. Could it be Frantic? Let's use math to find out. Rah, intro!
So Ted, give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Frantic, track number 1 from Saint Anger. We're here, the moment all of you have been waiting for, or maybe all of you have been dreading. I don't know which one, but we're gonna take an analytical approach. We're not gonna be jerk faces. We're gonna be positive Pete's. All right, all of us are positive Pete's today. We're best friends. We're gonna listen to this song together, you and me. I'm gonna stop it and blah 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 anytime I hear something awesome, and then I'm gonna grade the song fairly using one of the following criteria, and by one I mean all: composition, memorability, emotional response, instrumentation, and lyrics. Each category is a scale of 0 to 4 with a grand total of 20 possible points. We'll find out at the end if this song has what it takes to get to the top 20. Also, I need you to hit that subscribe button. Why? Because we're best friends. I told you, we're best friends, and best friends need to subscribe to each other. So hit that subscribe button and get us to 1,000 subscribers. And before we start this journey, I need you to know this is the Saint Anger disclaimer, all right? I know about the snare. You don't have to say anything about the snare. I know you hate the snare drum. It's okay. Get over it. We're using the YouTube recording, so hopefully it's going to be a solid enough recording for you to listen to. I know that the snare drum is a problem. I know that the vocals are a little off. The idea of this record is to create like the embodiment of anger and frustration and rage. If you get angry while you listen to this record, maybe it's doing what it's supposed to do, huh? It's psychological. Now, does that make it a favorite song? I don't know, but we're going to be nice to the record. We're going to treat it just the same way we have all of their other records, knowing that they were going through some things. Go watch Some Kind of Monster documentary, and then come back. We'll talk about this fairly. We're not going to use our judgment, our prejudgment. We're going to just judge it for what it is. All right? You with me? Let's do this. Frantic. Okay, right off the bat, something I want to discuss. I am curious to know what the decision was to start with hi-hats. Psst, snare, psst, snare. And then he switches to snare. I like that they're inverted, right? It starts hi-hat and then snare and then snare and then hi-hat. I like that. But think of Creeping Death. It's such a strong, powerful intro to a song. I think that this song would really benefit if you just... That's the first thing you hear. Cut out the hi-hat section and just go straight to the snares. I think that would really, really benefit the song. I don't know why he chose to do that. Another thing that we're going to have in this entire record is problems with 4s and 8s. They have this structural issue where every riff needs to repeat 4 times or 8 times before they can go to the next riff. And by locking into that same, like, it has to be 4, it has to be 8, it makes some of these sections really feel just way too long. And so that's something to watch for while we go through this record. But so far, this riff is just fine for me. Okay, great. So we got a nice riff, a snare on the 1, 2, 3, 4. Really fun. The riff is kind of the same. We're gonna come. That's kind of the hook of the song. Because we got the same lick in a different pattern. It's the same notes. Just a slightly different pattern, but that's sort of the main lick of the song. We're going to get into the chorus, we're going to get into the bridge, it's going to come back over and over and over. Right now they're on the low E string, which is actually tuned all the way down to some ridiculous, I don't know, what are they in this song? It's like C or something. They've tuned their guitars way down. Something about the mix is that I can't really hear a lot of bass guitar in this mix. They didn't have a bassist at this point. Jason had left the band, and Bob Rock, their producer, is subbing in on bass. My personal opinion is that Bob Rock spent too much time being part of the writing process and not enough time producing this to become something really listenable. Now, did it achieve the goal they were setting out for? They wanted to create like a garage band sound. Yes, it sounds grungy. It sounds garage band like. Did they embody anger? Yes, they embodied anger in the sound, but I really would love to hear some more bass guitar. I think that everything is so crunched and compressed that you can't really hear anything but the guitar and the pong, pong, pong of the "we will not name it." I love that this riff changes. Listen to the drums. We're going to keep the same guitar riff, but then the drums are going to give us a nice paku paku banana, and then it's going to go into halftime. Feel the difference between the snare on the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then going into the halftime groove where the snare is just on the 3. It's a really cool transition. It's also cool that he was on the ride cymbal. He's kind of on the edge of the ride, so you get like a low shh. But then now on this riff, he's on a higher sounding crash cymbal. And just, I want you to pay attention while we listen to this whole record. I know we're just on Frantic today, but Lars does some really interesting cymbal work in this record. Not that he's doing intricate little bell hits or whatever, but the cymbal that he's using actually benefits the song. Every section, when he switches from the hi-hat to the ride to the crashes, wherever he's at, I think that he does a really good job of emphasizing the riff that he's playing with by using the right cymbal, because every cymbal, just like a guitar, is a note. You got ks, and you got ksh, and you got ksh. And depending on which one you use, and I know he's got more than 3 cymbals, I'm just saying, depending on what cymbal you use, you get a different feel for the song. And so by switching from the edge of the ride to that higher crash, it sounds really cool and it fits the song. It transitions into a cooler moment. I approve.
If I could have my wasted days back, would I use them to get back on track? Stop to warm at karma's burning, or look ahead but keep on turning? Do I have the strength to know how I'll go? Can I find it inside to deal with what I shouldn't know? Could I have my wasted days back? Would I use them to get back on track? You live it or lie it, you live it or lie it. My lifestyle determines my dance style, my lifestyle.
Now, I can't really hear it in the recording because of the bad mix, but it sounds a lot. I mean, the guitars are just doing those fast, like 30-second note, whatever they're playing. I don't know if it's 32nd, 64th, 16th, whatever. You can count it at home. But they're doing this fast palm muting. I think they're triplets. I think that the kick drum is supposed to be emphasizing that. I think, but I'm not certain. So tell me at home if you think that's what you're hearing. It sounds like it could be, but it's just mixed so poorly that I can't really tell. I don't actually hear the kick until the pause. There's a pause, 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 pause. And so I don't really hear it stand out until that little pause between the guitars. I can't tell, but if I was to record or produce this song, I think that the double kick pedal would be really nice to have right there. So, I don't know.
Determines my death style. Keep searching, keep on searching. This search goes on, this search goes on.
Okay, hot take. I'm stopping this a lot. This is going to be the case with this record. Apologies up front. I am not a big fan of this section. I am a fan of the call and response concept. I like the keep searching, this search goes on, this search goes on. That's really great for audience engagement. When I saw them in 2004, they played Frantic. It's probably the last time I'll ever hear the song live. And the audience, he just pulled back and he let the whole audience do it. Keep on searching. And it was kind of cool, right? I appreciate that. But there's something about what the rhythm guitar is playing here. The clean riff, it's just off to me. I don't really know what's happening. I like the one guitar, I can't tell if it's James or Kirk, but one of them is going do 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 do. This search goes do do do. It's kind of A and B call and response with the vocals. That's nice. But yeah, there's just something dissonant about the whatever he's playing on that clean guitar. It just doesn't sit well with me, and it doesn't feel like it fits the song, in my opinion. It's like breaking the song in a way that doesn't feel right. It's like a brick wall. You're driving really fast and you hit a brick wall. If you're emphasizing someone who has a frantic lifestyle, and then just straight up stopping, hitting a brick wall, that's, I guess, one way to do it. That's probably what they're intending, but this section just never clicked with me. In my version, in the Saving Sane Anger version, which is going to be available sometime in the future, I don't know how far out, but it is a project I've been working on forever, I cut that section out, and many people are going to get mad at me. They're going to be like, oh, but that part of the song is great, and that's fine. We all got opinions. You can put your opinions in the comments below as long as they're positive, all right? Keep it positive. The best way to give a critique is to keep it positive and add a next step. Say where it could go. Don't just say, this sucks. Say, I don't like this because blank, and I think that it could use blank. That's how you give critique.
Keep searching, keep on searching. This search goes on. This search goes on. Frantic, tick, 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 tock. Frantic, tick, 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 tock. Frantic, tick, 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 tock. Frantic, tick, 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 tock.
I do want to celebrate the drums for the chorus. I don't know why. He could just do what the guitars are doing. Da 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 da. He could do that. He could play a beat, or a he could have done any number of things, but he's got a brand new stinking rhythm that he's playing. Boom, 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 boom. It doesn't match with anything else. It doesn't match with the vocals. It doesn't match with the bass or the guitars. It's just its own damn thing, and it's interesting to me. I don't know why. I just think it's really interesting. Good job, Lars. Hear the ride signal? Back to the track.
I'm worn out always being afraid and endless.
But for this verse, we don't get in the first verse, we had the full riff on snares, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we had the halftime feel, and then we had the verse. This one, they cut it in half. They just do the main riff twice, and then they go into the verse. It's nice. That's songwriting. It's composition. That's how you get to a second verse. It's very normal for songs to do that. This is not abnormal at all.
Stream of fear that I made, treading water full of worry. This frantic tick tick tock of hurry. Do I have the strength to know how I'll go? Can I find it inside and deal with what I should have known? Worn out, always being afraid, an endless stream of fear that I made.
I have to say that riff, something about that. And the way that Lars is playing those drums, it's so aggressive and it's so heavy and it's so just like, ugh. When they say Metallica gives you heavy, this is one of those songs that's just like, It's freaking heavy as hell, man. As much as we hate the mix of the song, as much as we hate the instrument we won't talk about, it is really friggin' heavy. It's groovy. I'm banging my head. That's pretty cool.
My lifestyle determines my dance style. My lifestyle determines my dance style. Keep searching, keep on searching. This search goes on. This search goes on.
I think it's something in the harmonies. Listen to his harmonizing here. There's something just off about it. It doesn't feel right.
Keep searching. Yeah, keep on searching. This search goes on and on. Frantic, tick, 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 tock. Frantic, tick, 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 tock. Frantic, tick, 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 tock. Frantic, tick, 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 tock.
Same riff. Okay, now notice that the guitar has switched. We are playing the same riff, the same notes, but different string. We have this drop D tuning, but it's all the way down to C or C sharp or some friggin' note. And they're playing it on the low string, on the 6th string. Now they've switched up to the 4th string, which is tuned the same. It's just an octave higher. So now we have, what we used to have was boo-doo, boom, boo-doo, boop. Now we have boo-doo, boop, boo-doo, boop. It's like the same, it's all the same notes, but it's just up a little bit. You can hear the thinness of the note.
Oh, can I find it inside to deal with what I shouldn't know?
Very system now.
Do I have the strength to know how I'll go? Can I find it inside to deal with what I shouldn't know? Oh,
Perfect spot for a solo.
my lifestyle determines my death style. A rising tide that pushes to the other side. My lifestyle determines my death style. A rising tide that pushes to the other side. Keep searching, keep on searching. This search goes on and on. Keep searching.
As much as I don't like this section of the song, I do really like that rhythm. Ba-boom, boom, pa-boom, ba-boom, boom, pa-coom, ba-boom, boom, pa-coom, ba-boom, boom, pa-coom. It's a nice groove. I hate the rhythm guitar. I want to hear what the bass is doing, but it is a good groove.
Searching, keep on searching. This search goes on and on. Tick, 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 tock. Tick, 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 tock. Tick, 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 tock. Tick, 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 tock.
3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're just learning this song for the first time and you're like, hey, how come this ending feels weird? It's because it's in 6/4. Just a random little change there for the end. Hope you don't mind. Cool. Yeah. All right. You know what? We're listening with a positive set of ears. It's not terrible. Let's give this song some points. whoosh. Composition, how do they do? I don't know. Verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. Same old, same old. There's not a whole lot to speak of in this song. We have an intro that for some reason starts on hi-hat. I would have preferred it to start with the snares right off the bat. We have a really wonky keep searching section that doesn't feel like it fits part of the song. I do appreciate the frantic tick tick tock of the chorus. I think that's really interesting. But yeah, compositionally, there isn't much to speak of. Pretty standard. They're doing, 3 and 4. It's nice that during the bridge version of Life is Pain, Death is Pain, it's all the same. When they're singing that part, the guitars do this. They're doing that as they have been throughout the song. But the fourth time through, there's a little pull up to that. Whatever the third is. I don't know. If they're in C, that would be E, F, it'd be F, G. I don't know. Whatever note that is, they got the third fret, and it adds a little something there. But yeah, there's really not a lot to speak of compositionally here. It's not, I guess, their best work, but it's not terrible. It's just base level. It just meets the bar. That's all. So compositionally, giving it a 2. Memorability. As much as you hate the song or love to hate the song or love the song, wherever you sit on this, you can't deny it. This song stands out. It's the Von Restorff effect. In a line of their entire catalog, you hear this one and you go, whoa, wait a second. This one does not sound like anything they've done before. I am curious to know what's going on here. We also have a keep searching. This search goes on. By repeating that over and over, you can pick up on those lyrics very simply, very quickly, very easily. And then frantic is all the chorus is. It's frantic, tick, 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 tock. That's really interesting, really intriguing. You've got frantic as an emotion, as an energy, and then tick tock as like the wasting of time and like your time, your days are numbered, right? It's a really interesting concept, but memorability, I think that the amount of times you repeat the riffs over and over, and they don't really, like, they repeat the riffs a lot, but they don't do it into the ground like they will on some of the other songs on this record. This song is nice and succinct. It's only 5-ish minutes long, so it doesn't get too far into it. It's just enough to hold interest and not break it. So I don't know. I think memorability, this song stands out. I'm going to give it a 4. Emotional response. Here's where I have to knock it. I think in the next couple of records, this one, Death Magnetic and Hardwired, I tend to favor the songs that aren't the radio hits. Maybe it's because the radio hits got overplayed. Maybe it's because I saw them live and they only played the radio hits. And I always tend to favor the underdogs, right? Like I said with My Friend of Misery, man, I wish I could hear more My Friend of Misery. The same goes with this whole record. Frantic, Saint Anger, and maybe a couple of others, I think I'm just kind of done with. I don't need them in my life. I'd be all right if I never heard this song live again. So Frantic, I'm going to give this a 1. Instrumentation, again, not much to speak of. They don't do anything really unique. It's nice how fast they're playing. They're all doing, they have to do up and down strokes because they're doing those fast. The really only thing that's carrying this song, in my opinion, as much as you're going to all get mad at me in the comments, is the drums. The drums carry the song. As much as you hate that instrument that we don't speak of, the drums are carrying the song. The guitars are really only playing, let's count it, like 3 riffs. We've got the bit over and over and over. That's one part. And then we got that's 2. And then we got the chorus, which is basically just a riff on the boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So that's really just 3.5. And then we've got the ending, bump, bump. And there's probably another one in there that I'm forgetting. But for the most part, it's really just those 4 or 5-ish riffs total. The drums are the ones that are keeping it interesting by going from the 1, 2, 3, 4 on the snare to switching to a halftime feel to doing that unique fill during the chorus. He's switching it up so many times that's what's keeping the song interesting. So honestly, the instrumentation award on this song goes to Lars. Bring on the hate, but don't bring on the hate. Be nice in the comments. Instrumentally, this is right in the middle. It's a 2. Lyrics. I love this concept. If you watch the Some Kind of Monster documentary, you'll find that this has some Buddhist influence from it. Life is pain, birth is pain, death is pain. It's all the same. I know I did those in the wrong order, but that concept of just pain is everywhere you go. It's just part of life. We also have concepts of not knowing, like I've wasted a lot of my time on addiction and just maybe taking the wrong path. And if I could take all of that time back, would I go the same direction again, or would I turn it and make my life better? And that's a question we all might have. I think everybody has regrets in their lives. They look back and, if I didn't do this thing, if I didn't do that thing. But I think the lyrics that really stand out is my lifestyle determines my death style. If your lifestyle is heavy drinking and drug usage and abusing people, you're probably going to die at the hands of drugs, alcohol, or somebody beating you up. That's just how it plays out. When you live a more peaceful life, you're more likely to have a more peaceful death. Now, I get it. Some things just you can't control, right? You can be as safe as you want to and have a vicious death. You can have the most reckless life in the world and survive everything that comes to you. There are shades of gray in everything, but it is interesting to kind of look inward and see, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing onto others? And how can I better my path so that my life is also better for it? And would I, if I had the chance, or would I take the same path? Who the hell knows? But tick, 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 tock. Your days are numbered, pal. So, do what you can with what you've got, and hopefully it's a positive thing, right? Lyrically, I'm going to give this a 3. And so Frantic gets a grand total of 12 points. It's not enough for the top 20. Whew. And I'm sure there's plenty of people who are going to be so upset at that high score. It's got double digits. What? That's the worst record they ever put out. You know what, man? I did the math. You do the math. Put it down there. Actually, look at their composition and look at your emotional response and look at their instrumentation. Add it all up. You might be surprised. I'm just saying. Let's take a look at that top 20. So far, we still got one at the top since 1988. It's been up there and it's holding on. It's going to be a while before anything challenges it, I assume. But you can see by this top 20, there are a couple of ties going on. Second place has a tie. Fifth place has a 3-way tie. Eighth has a tie. 15 has a tie. And even below this top 20 list, there are more ties beyond that. We have a lot of songs to go, but it's looking like we're going to have a lot of ties. So you're going to have to tell me what I do with these tiebreakers. I don't know what to do with them, because do they just stay a tie, or do we have to have some sort of extra battle? Tell me in the comments below. Also, tell me, using my system, what score you would give this song, and be honest about it and be kind about it. No talking about that drum. And make sure you check out Midnight Notions music. Maybe you can check YouTube for my cover of The Unnamed Feeling, where I changed it up a little bit. And let me know what you think of that. And of course, smash that subscribe button. We're looking for 1,000 subscribers, and tomorrow we're going to get even more angry. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.